Welcome, everyone. This is NuPath Live. Today is March 4th, and I am happy to be here as your host today, Dan Harrison. Um, all right. Well, I've been told that we were interrupted. Our stream there was interrupted briefly due to technical difficulties. I think I'm back now. We'll jump back into it. We're going to be a little bit behind, but we're talking about Back to Better campaign that we have put out there as a way to express NuPath's not only our desire to, but the efforts that we put into during this past year in reimagining our day services and so many elements that we think we have learned from lessons of this past year. And Brett Riley, who's going to join me in a minute, is really kind of behind the scenes in so much of this. Technology is something that you're going to hear more about because even though it's always been hallmark to what we do at NuPath, we believe that it is a human rights and actually a human rights for the 21st century, and something that navigating life, which is our kind of online platform to share with our families, is going to be featured heavily throughout all of this. Of course, getting people the comfort to come back and encouraging staff to get vaccinated is critical in all of this. And when we met last week, when we talked last week, we looked at our statistics, and at 44% receiving the first, 34 have received both. Even though the skies over NuPath are much brighter because of it, we've got work to do. A week from tomorrow is going to be another vaccine clinic. I will be getting my second one. I missed my second one a couple of weeks ago. I shared with folks, and I know we'll be seeing more people joining the ranks of those fully vaccinated, and we want to see these numbers climb significantly. But let's bring Brett on to talk a little bit about the Back to Better campaign. And we made, there you are, Brett. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing well, thanks. And you've been with us now. You're soon to be celebrating your 6th year.
I am.
I can't believe it's been that long. Brett, you're one of these guys that you know a lot about. You know a little about a lot. It goes on here at NuPath, and really been the heart and soul behind so much of our marketing and thinking about how we message and we reach people. And you had a lot to do with this promotional video that we're going to be debuting at the end of this broadcast. Talk to us about how it kind of came to be and what it was like. I know it was just filmed in one day, last Friday, and you had quite a lot of help or people participating in it.
Yeah, and the sort of build up to the campaign was over the course of the year, and we know it was a strange year, an awful year in some cases, but in some ways, I heard a lot in the news about everybody wanting to get back to basics or back to a new normal. And it just felt it was unsettling on a lot of levels, because as long as I've been at NuPath over these years, we've never really done anything basic. You've always pushed us to go beyond what would be considered normal. And our team responds so well to a rallying cry or a campaign. So, when we first came up with this concept of getting back to program and what that would look like, we really wouldn't accept anything less than better than where we were. So the team looked at, what have we learned over the last year, and how could we take what we learned and create better opportunities, better experiences. And, as we know with our live broadcasts, a picture is worth 1,000 words, or 1,000,000 words in this case. So that it was decided to, sort of parlay this campaign into something that was visible and visual. And we really want to show our families and our clients what our programs look like and how they're healthy and how we're happy here. And we really need them back because that's where people belong. So I think that kind of gives you a summary of where the concept came from.
It's a great video. It's less than 2 minutes long. And again, we'll see it at the end here. Do you know, I wanted to share with you, I had this thought after seeing it. One part in particular, I think you know which part I mean. It's at the very end, and it's when a series of client service staff people are featured, just brief seconds of them, And even though they have their masks on, you could see the smiles in their eyes. We call it their smiling eyes. And it gives one a sense of reassurance to feel this welcoming sense, because really we're trying to reach families that may have some fears yet, folks that have been home for the past year that are maybe nervous about coming back, and maybe shy about seeing their friends after being alone for so long. And it made me think of a quote, a famous quote out of The Great Gatsby, which was, of course, the great American novel written by F. Scott Fitzgerald in 1925. 2013, it was re-released as a movie. I think there had been one originally, but or I might be wrong on that point. But this movie was this lavish production. There's a scene, and it's a scene when Nick Carraway, the narrator of the story, has been invited to a party next door on Long Island where this wealthy, eccentric Jay Gatsby, this millionaire, lives in this lavish lifestyle. And there's this crazy party. And he's looking around to meet Gatsby. And so he climbs his way up these stairs, and I'm obviously making it, summarizing it. And when he first meets the Great Gatsby, and the smile that Gatsby has on his face. And I think we're going to try to roll that quick clip. It's 60 seconds long. I thought it'd be fun to take a look at it. And I'll explain why it matters in a minute, if we could roll that now.
She's mine.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Oh, yes, the 9th Battalion.
I was in the 7th.
Excuse me. I knew you looked familiar. Having a good time, old
Oh,
sport?
the whole thing's incredible. I live just next door. He sent me an actual invitation. Seems I'm the only one. I still haven't met Mr. Gatsby.
No one's met him.
They say he's 3rd cousin to the Kaiser and 2nd cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host, old sport. You see, I'm Gatsby.
His smile was one of those rare smiles that you may come across 4 or 5 times in life. It seemed to understand you and believe in you just as you would like to be understood and believed in.
Sorry, old sport, I thought you knew.
So that clip, the part of it, I think the movie took some liberties, but he says it was one of those rare smiles with a quality of eternal reassurance in it that you came across 4 or 5 times in a lifetime. And the eternal reassurance, this is what we wish our staff and our families to have, to hold as they come back into re-engaging in life, back to better, as we're saying. Do you want to set that up a little bit for us? Because I think we're going to roll another brief clip from the video itself before we show the full video about this last scene that I think speaks so much in such a short and small, nuanced way.
Yeah, it was, we talked a little bit about this earlier. When we shoot videos and that are, we try and make them as professional as possible, but there's organic parts and they're personal, and we develop a cast and a script and how people are going to deliver those words, and something happened on Friday where we were seeing people smile through their masks, and their eyes told such a story. It was amazing. And as we continued to shoot, everybody that participated had such a genuine, warm smile that this happened organically. And we ended the video with a series of mask smiles, if you will, or smiling eyes, as I like to call them. Mm-hmm. And it really exemplifies the genuine approach that our staff and our clients have to our programs and how our programs are being conducted right now. It's happier, it's healthier, and people are, they're smiling through their masks, and you'll see that come out in this clip.
After the past year where we've been, it's just been this dirge through life in seeing these soulless dead eyes, through, above masks, wherever you go. And I found that my nonverbal communication is limited by not being able to flash a smile. If you smile at somebody as you're, passing them in the grocery store or something, it conveys so much. and not being able to do that is been it's been a deterrent in my opinion. But to see how you guys were able to do this, let's look at that clip real quick before we say goodbye to you.
NuPath may look a little different, but trust me, it's going to feel the same. NuPath is getting back to better.
So I didn't want to overkill that last scene, and that was a little shorter than what you'll see in the video. But you said that to me. You didn't give me any tee up or anything like that. You just said, "Oh, take a look. This is a rough." And I was so, well, you remember I was gushy when I called you. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome," because it just spoke volumes to me. And now the key is we're gonna roll. What are we gonna do with this? How are we gonna use this before we say goodbye?
Well, we just felt that visually it was the best way for us to deliver to our families. And, some of our program managers and staff will be able to show their clips specifically to families of clients that they support. And hopefully they can trust that, what we're doing here is it's healthy and it's better than we've known before. And as Ted said, I think it was a couple weeks ago, as we developed the campaign, we may not be better today across the board, but we're trying like hell to be, and we're looking at everything we learned over this last year and really trying to pull it all together to just better experiences.
Our mission statement: happier, healthier, more fulfilling, and I guess this is part of the happier and healthier, as you said. Brett, thank you so much for your influence, your creative leadership behind the scenes, and for everything you do to give us the tools to make sure that people have what they need to feel confident in coming back to better.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks so much, Brett. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So this has been an interesting broadcast because we've had, because of our technical difficulties, but I think we're back and rolling here. I'm keeping an eye on the time. We're going to introduce the next superstar, Amy Montessor. Amy is well known across the NuPath firmament. She has been with us now nearly 7 years. There she is. Amy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's so good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you also.
You are a modest person in the sense that you're not a flash and going around wanting to be noticed or recognized. And yet so many people do know you, and you featured in this video that we're going to share in just a couple of minutes. At the beginning, you look so professional. You almost look like you're wearing a lab coat or something. You're like, putting, hand sanitizer, and somebody said, I know there are families and mothers out there that because of you, they feel safe. Like, well, Amy's there, of course it's a team effort, but you kind of, you're a mother and a grandmother. We've learned this about you and many times over, I think. And there's sort of a mother-esque quality of reassurance that I feel like we get from you in this video. Talk to us just briefly about what it was like, or your sense of when you were participating on Friday, and what the message was you were trying to convey to our families and people at home.
So the message is that we are taking all of our precautions. We're ensuring that everybody is happier and healthier by coming to our programs. Their lives are getting fulfilled because they're not staying between just their home, and they're being able to have some communication with their friends now. One thing that I have really great pride in with NuPath is our virtual programming, and just seeing how well that has really taken off and how it has brought all of NuPath together, and that there's people that we support that were participating at Westford or at the Martin Center or here at 147 that maybe their paths never would have crossed. And now they look for each other during those programs. And they're like, oh, can we just wait 1 minute so I can talk and say hi to this one or that one? And that really just shows you how much everybody who is here at NuPath, staff, individuals, that we're just all so happy to be getting back to better.
You have a knack of making people feel special. I know you do. And I thought of you when I was reading that quote, this rare smile with a quality of eternal reassurance in it. How does it feel to be compared to The Great Gatsby and F. Scott Fitzgerald's imagining?
Very flattering, very, very flattering. Never realized how much that my smile through my eyes could brighten up a day or a moment. So that is something that I will make sure that I share more often.
Well, one of the things, as I said a moment ago, with the whole mask wearing, is that we half our face is hidden, and yet if people when they watch this video in a minute, you are the last face we see on the video, and what I see, and it's all this. By the way, guys, this happens so quickly that you have to, if you blink, you miss it. But it will be available on our YouTube channel if people want to watch it later. What you see in your eyes in like not even a second, like it's like half a second practically. They're eyes that look upon somebody and then upon seeing who they are, smiling in this warm, bright way. And it's more than just a smile. It's that you're smiling at them because they have made you happy. You are happy to see them. It's a subtle nuance, but I've got goosebumps talking about it. But it was powerful to me because I know all that it conveys that is not said here. You know, when we're trying to put something, distill something into less than 2 minutes that we could, get out broadly, and we want to touch and reach a lot of people, you're limited in what you can do. And somehow, and I gotta, a lot of this credit has got to go to Mr. Stephen Sloss, who directed and filmed this video, and Stephen is a master at capturing those little subtle moments. But did you have to try a couple of times to get that smile, or because you had your mask on, it was hard to, or did it just come?
I don't believe so. That smile just came very naturally. Now ask me how many times I had to make sure that I was walking through the door the right way, that I didn't, turn sideways by mistake or something. Now that's a different story. But my smile is a true, genuine smile. And as it is for so many, when we walk through the doors at NuPath, it brings a smile to our faces to see so many people coming back to program and entrusting us with their daily lives and ensuring that they're getting the best that they can get by coming into NuPath.
Part of what we're going to be doing, Amy, as we go into the spring and early summer, is we're going to be publishing a calendar of events of special, sort of site-specific opportunities for folks that maybe are just, maybe a little nervous about coming back. They're feeling insecure about it. Maybe there'll be some social opportunities. Maybe we'll do like an ice cream sundae bar or a cookout, or and I think a big part of this is going to be putting people, staff that are maybe they were furloughed and we're going to be bringing them back. This is going to be a huge adjustment for our country and for the world, actually, as we start to tentatively reemerge back into the light, if you will, and try to understand how our vaccines can have an impact. And as we see the governor relaxing some of the restrictions of access and capacity, really trying to gauge and pay attention to that human emotion of anxiety that some people are feeling. So I hope that you're going to be featuring in some of these activities, because I know people will be very happy to see you and see your smile in person.
I will be there. Thank you.
And use your creativity to make sure the events are fun and the kinds of things that I know people want to come to. All right, Amy, we're going to say goodbye to you, and then we're going to watch this video where you're the superstar. Thank you so much for everything you continue to do. I know that families from all over are probably thrilled to see you and know that you're there. And of course, the same is happening in Westford, our wonderful team. And thanks to everybody really who participated in this great little promo video.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate the invite. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video.
You're so welcome, Amy. We'll see you, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Greg, let's roll that video.
This is where our friends are. Our extended family is ready when you are. NuPath, getting back to better.
We are working harder than ever before to make day services happier and healthier. NuPath is getting back to better.
can't wait to see you all in person. NuPath's been working really hard to keep everyone safe. NuPath is getting back to better.
You'll be as comfortable here as you are at home. NuPath is getting back to better.
Our community is where we belong, and we're doing everything we can to get back there safely. NuPath is getting back to better.
We miss you, and I know you miss us too. We will see you soon. NuPath is getting back to better.
Your health and well-being continue to be our top priority. NuPath is getting back to better.
Let's get you back to work. NuPath is getting back to better.
NuPath may look a little different, but trust me, it's going to feel the same. NuPath is getting back to better.
We learned a great deal over this last year, and it's our commitment to continue our journey together. Better than ever before. NuPath is getting back to better.
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 The smiling eyes, welcoming everyone home. So, been a good but a little slightly unusual episode today. In my mind, I thought we were going to have our drawing. You remember me talking to Dan Lannon last week. I've forgotten. I explained to you how we were looking for ways to kind of reward staff that had and acknowledge those staff that had received the two vaccines and were fully vaccinated. We talked about drawing, doing the grand prize being in June, when the lucky recipient for this kind of raffle would get a year of free health insurance from NuPath, with the idea that if you're investing in your health, we want to invest in your health as well. It's an idea that we kind of borrowed from Seven Hills, who's doing something similar, but we think is very important. Our staff are so important to us, and we care deeply about everyone's health and wellness. And as such, we want to do everything we possibly can to encourage every staff person to avail themselves of this opportunity. So I had hoped to do the first drawing today, but we are going to put that to next week. We're going to do weekly drawings, and we're going to be giving away $100 Visa gift cards for each week leading up to the grand prize of the free year of insurance. And this is all in our effort to try to get as many of us this vaccine in our bodies, and so that we can make sure the virus, if it does come to us, stops with us, and that we can do our part as citizens of Massachusetts and of the globe to end this terrible thing. But as you've heard today, we are back to better, or getting back to better. And I want to thank you all for joining us today and for participating in this kind of different experience, sharing a little bit about what it means to us here at NuPath. To all of our families out there, to the clients, people that we support, come on back if you're not here already. It's going to be great. We got this, guys. We got this. Thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.